No, the center is the center. The vertices are the outside of the ellipse. Are there any questions on number 18? All right. Okay. Looking at the structure of number 20. The structure of number 20. It does not look like anything like the standard, does it? Okay? Standard. I can't divide anything by this to get a 1 there, so what process am I forced to do here? Completing the square. Okay, so I'm going to group my x's and my y's together. I want you to check your work as I go through and explain this. I grouped it here, and I grouped my y's, and I moved that 13 over as a negative 13. I take half of 10, and I square it. That's plus 25. If I add 25 here, must I add it over here? Yes. Now I run into a problem right here. What's my problem right there? It's supposed to have a coefficient of 1 to complete the square. That is why you see I factor out that 4. Factor out that 4. Now, half of 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. But why do I add a 4 and not a 1? Because I got to take into account that 4. So I just say, because if you distribute it, that's correct. Does everybody see that? Okay, so I add that, gets 16. Well, I'm almost there, but I don't have it equal to 1. So I got to divide everything by 16 to get that to be a 1. So I'm left with 4 and a 16 there. So you go from there, you get your center at negative 5, 1. It'll be horizontal because this is in the denominator, larger numbers in the denominator. So I graph my center first. My A value says it's horizontal. You're going to go 4 this way, 4 that way. My B value is 2. Go up 2, down 2, and you connect. Are there any questions on number 20? Yes, Bailey. Leave out the exponent.
Yes, there's one where we had to put it in the circle form, and you're like, just forget about the exponent.
I didn't say forget about the exponent. This was the one. It was this one right here. You talking about when you could just divide everything by 4? That's not the coefficient. If you can just divide everything by 4 like that, you can just take it. You don't have to worry about putting it down. But that's what you're talking about, wasn't it? Yes. All right. Look at number 21. Yes.
Real fast, on number 20, was that a 5 or an 8?
Where at, buddy?
Are those 5s or 8s?
Those are 5s.
So it's negative 5, negative 1.
Negative 5, negative 1, negative 5, 3, yes. Yeah. You're welcome. All right. Look at number 22. This is a long one. Now, Bailey, this is something you were asking me just then. If I could, is there a number I can take out of all those values? No. But if I could just take out and not worry about it, okay? But in this case, I can't. So, can't do that here. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, it's set equal to 0. I can't get that equal to 1. So I'm going to have to complete the square. Now, when I start grouping things together, I'm going to take a 4 out here because I have to have a 1 here. Took a 25 out here. Took half of negative 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. That's why I added 36 to that side. You're going to have one like this tomorrow. Y'all, some of us need to knock this test out of the ballpark tomorrow because after this test, you only got like 2 more. So you're not going to have a lot of grades like you did the last 9 weeks. So I'm just telling you, you need to take every test serious right now. All right, now I get 100. I'm going to divide this by 100. I can reduce that to 25, reduce that to 4, and I get 1, and so forth. I want you to do number 19 on your paper right now. Let's go do number 19. How you doing this morning? You ready for this test tomorrow? Okay. Check your work when you're Now, if you couldn't get through that problem without working it, then you need to rewatch some videos tonight. Because you are expected to be able to do that tomorrow. Yes, sir. Okay, so multiply u4 and u negative 4, so it's x minus 2 times x minus 2. Are there any questions on that one? All right, going back to your homework now, number 24 says write an equation. Okay, first off, let's look at our learning target. Can you identify the center and the vertices of an ellipse? I need a hand signal. We good on that? Can you graph an ellipse? Okay. So we're looking at the last learning target. I can write an equation. On number 24, is it catching on there? When it says write an equation of ellipse, you probably need to draw a picture, sketch a picture somewhere. Now, we talked about yesterday, if you look at this and you see all these zeros, where's the center going to be? 0, 0. So, I graphed this. It says the foci is at 0, 4 and 0, negative 4. The vertices at 0, 7 and 0, negative 7. What did we learn about foci? Foci always occur on the what? The major axis. So this is the major axis. So is it vertical or horizontal? Vertical. So your larger number is going to be under the y squared. Okay? Now, the a value is the distance from the center to the outside edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 squared is 49. That's how I got that, okay? Now, I need to find the b value. Well, I don't have anything to help me find the b unless I use the foci somehow. Well, the c value is the distance from my center to my focus. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use this equation. C squared equals A squared minus B squared. You got to know that formula by heart. C is 4, so I square it. 16 equals 49 minus B squared. I get negative 33 equals negative B squared. 33 equals B squared. Okay, this is B squared value. That's why I put 33 there. That's the reason I didn't take the square root. Because if I took the square root of 33, that would be the B value. I want the B squared here, and that's why I put 33 there. Does that make sense? Alright, did y'all do 26? Okay. That right there. Alright, number 26. It says your vertices are at 5, 2 and 3, 2. Now, there's a typo there. It should be major axis length of 6. Did y'all have trouble with that one? Yeah, it should say major. Because that's about right there. It says your minor axis length is 6. Well, that right there is 1, 2. That can't be right. So we're going to change it to major axis length of 6. So what's my center at? It has to be right there, doesn't it? All right, so that's 4, 2. So x minus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 1. Now, is this going to be a horizontal or vertical? Vertical. Because horizontal, across it is only 2 units, isn't it? This is your major 6, so if this is 2, your vertical has to be 6, okay? Okay, the whole major axis is 6. So what will be your A value? 3, because it's from the center up, isn't it? So what's 3 squared?
9.
That's what you put here. Because the entire thing is 6, you just need to know from the center to the edge. That's 3. That's how we got 3, and 3 squared is 9. Now this whole thing is 2. From the center to the edge is how much? 1 squared is 1. Alright. Before we go back over our notes from yesterday, we're going to continue our notes. Let's look at our test and make sure we understand our directions. Phones down. Do not get on the phone while I'm doing this. The first 6 are circles. These 3 are ellipses. I told you, don't worry, you don't have to put anything in the foci blank tomorrow. Just leave them blank. Center and vertices, you got me? These graphs are 4, aren't they? I'm giving you graph paper. Graph these 3 on graph paper. Don't use these horrible graphs, okay? And the last, okay, you got a picture, so you got to write an equation and ellipse based on a picture. That's easy. And then 2 equations. You good? Okay. Now, let's go back to this. Didn't we start this yesterday? Okay. We did 7 and 10. Let's look at 9, 11, and 12. Alright, I'm going to tell you, I have to graph these to see them. Feel free to graph them. Like on the back of like tomorrow you're going to have a piece of graph paper. On the front, graph your 3 ellipses I'm grading. On the back, just use that to scratch graphs, okay? Alright, so number 9. Like I said, I will take your beta club to use on Monday. Alright, 9. Here we go. I don't feel good if you noticed that this morning. Alright. That's why I'm not in my chirper, cheapio self this morning. Vertex is 6, 0, 6, negative 6, 0, focus 2, 0, 2, negative 2. You see a lot of zeros there, so what's your center going to be? 0, 0. Vertex and vertices same. So x squared plus y squared equals 1. Now I'm going to graph this to see what's going on. It says your vertices are at 6, 0, negative 6, 0. And your foci, okay, so your foci is on the what axis? That's going to be your what axis? Major or minor? Major. So the bigger number is going to be under which one? X. Okay? Now, this is the center. From the center to the edge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units. So what's going to go under the x squared here? 36. Now, under the y is your b, but right now, can we look at this and tell our b? No, but can we use a formula because we know our foci? C squared equals a squared minus b squared. Okay? C is the distance from the center to the foci. 1, 2. What's 2 squared? 4. We just did A was 36. Move this over. Negative 32 equals negative B squared. The negatives cancel out. 32 equals B squared. Should I take the square root of that or just input 32? Input 32 because I want the B squared. Yes. That's in between on the major axis, in between the center and the vertex. We did 10 yesterday, didn't we? Okay, let's look at 11. since the first size is 0, -3, and 0, 3, where would the center be at? Because if I moved in, it would be at 0, 0. So I can go on and put x squared plus y squared equals 1. Now, here's a question. It says the minor axis length is 4. So is that going to be your A or B? B. Is it going to be 4 or 2? 2, because you got to half it, because that's the entire length of the... Does that make sense? So what's 2 squared? 4. Where would I put that? If my both sides here, that's on the vertical, isn't it? So my major axis is what? The Y, because it's vertical. See it, Tyler?
Yeah, I thought you were asking.
The minor is the X. So you just told me the B was 4, so I'm going to put that under the X. Do y'all see that? Now, I don't know anything about my major axis. I just know my foci there. So could I use that formula to find A squared? Yes. C squared equals A squared minus B squared. My C squared, I know, is 3. So 3 squared is 9. 9 equals A squared. And you just told me about B squared is what? 4? Okay. I'm going to add 4 to this side. What do I get? 13. Do I need to take the square root of 13 or just input 13? And that's my answer. Let's look at one more, number 13. My vertices are at 3, -7. And my minor axis length is 6. I need to find my center. I want to make sure you know how to find the center here. You're going to move in. My center will be right there. Y'all see that? So that is at 3, -2. Make sure you use your fingers or use whatever you need to figure out that's 3, -2. Okay, so I'm going to have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 1. So now I need to do some investigation to find my A and B. Now, it says my minor axis length is 6. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count from here to here to see if that's 6, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's more than 6, isn't it? So this is my what? Minor or major axis? Major. Okay? So, my Y is major. So, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My major is 10. What's half of 10? 5 squared is? Well, I put that on the X or Y. That's 25. Now, it says my minor is 6. What's half of 6? 3 squared is? There's your equation. Are y'all good now? We good? You get to work on that at home, 17 to 27 odd. It just reviews ellipses. So tomorrow your test is just circles and ellipses, okay guys?